Welcome back, students. Now we are going to continue our first chapter of the book Indian Economic Development, which focuses on industrial sector. So this video will be mainly discussing about industrial sector. Just like agriculture sector had backwardness, similar was the scenario of manufacturing sector, that is industrial sector. This is also known as secondary sector. Primary sector is agriculture sector and industrial sector is secondary or manufacturing sector of an economy. So during British rule, it also showed a kind of absence of development because of the colonial policies. Now, what was the industrial sector of India like at that time? There were no heavy industries like today. Instead, there were only handicraft industries. These were not a very big part of Indian economy, but still these were famous worldwide, and the objects of handicraft which were famous and in great demand in foreign countries were exported from our country, and it gave a kind of positive status to Indian economy in the international trade. But this handicraft slowly decayed, died out because of the British negligence and their deliberate knowing intention that they should not allow it to grow well, because they wanted India to convert into only an exporter of raw material and buyer or market of finished goods from the England. So if they would have allowed Indian industry to grow, their goods would not be sold in India. Besides, India will use its own raw material for its own industry. So they did not show any interest in this situation. They let Indian industry decay systematically. It was systematically decayed because of British policies, and their twofold motive was that they wanted India to let be only exporter of raw materials and a sprawling means growing market for finished goods from England, from their home country, so that they will get a double benefit or dual benefit from Indian economy. Now, indigenous handicraft means handicrafts of local handicrafts of India, which were prevailing and which were highly reputed around the world, decayed. Due to this, there was massive, huge unemployment in India, and also foreign goods were purchased because this sector declined. So Indian goods were not produced, Indian industrial goods. Now instead of Indian cloth, Indian textile, foreign cloth and foreign textile and many foreign goods were available in market which were being sold. So this was again another blow to Indian Indian industrial sector. Now what was the another thing? Now Indian consumers which were not able to buy the India made goods because they were not being produced, and why they were not being produced? Because of negligence of the British, and the foreign goods were available. So this demand was profitably met by the increasing imports of cheap manufactured goods from Britain. Children, you must be aware that handmade goods are expensive. For example, if you buy khadi cloth, that will be much expensive, high cost, instead of machine made goods, because machine made goods take less less cost because of less use of labor. On the other hand, handmade goods are expensive and their prices are very high, so they could not stand the competition with the cheap British manufactured goods, so they died out from the market. Now next thing, during the second half of the 19th century, it means near about the World War II, modern industry started growing up in India. It started taking root, but its progress was very slow. The slow progress indicates that these industries were starting in India, but they were not supported by the British, and the government of that time. Now its development only was limited to cotton, jute textile and sugar mills and few other mills, paper mills and others. If you study the some extra books, you will find cotton mills, jute mills, textile mills and some paper mills grew in those days. Then later on, and they were only located in few parts like western part of country, that is Gujarat and Maharashtra. Then jute mills were developed in Bengal, which were owned by the foreigners. Only one name can be mentioned here, that is TISCO. What is the full form? Tata Iron and Steel Company, which is still existing now, was established in 1907. You can say only one heavy industry was established. That was also with great struggle by the Indian businessman Tata. Tata's, you know the name. So he was the pioneer of heavy industries in India, and he is known as the father of heavy industry in India. So he established its first industry in 1907. Now later on few other industries like sugar, cement, paper came up, and this was during the World War because of the demand at that time, but it was not very significant. Now what was the other part? These were smaller and low investment industries mainly. Capital goods industry did not show any startup in India because British did not want India to become industrialized country, and if they allowed it, it will be blow to their own economy. So no capital goods industry which would produce tools, machines and equipments for other industries were not established, and due to this lack of heavy goods industry, industrialization remained very slow and just nominal. So you can say that industrial sector was not well grown during the British rule. Now last point to be discussed here is that GDP share of secondary sector was very small. You can just get an idea by the fact that only 10% population was employed in secondary sector, while about 72 or 73% was employed in primary sector, and employment in secondary sector was nearly 10%. So its contribution to GDP or GVA, gross value added, was very small and insignificant. This feature is a very important feature to indicate an economy is developed or backward. If GDP share of secondary sector and tertiary sector is low, the economy is termed to be backward. So India showed a feature of being a backward economy at that time, and there was another reason behind it, that public sector, that is government sector, did not participate in operation of industrial work. They did not show any involvement. Like today we have government sharing in industrial production, but in those days during the British rule, government did not participate in operating industries. So due to this, it was again backward, and only railways, power generation, communication were under the public industrial sector. So this situation indicates that industry also was very backward during the British rule, similar to the agriculture sector. Thank you, children.